into the unknown. When it looks at the rain clouds, I don't really think that that's really positive. Here we go. Alright, judging by the title card, Into the Unknown. I don't know, it's probably the rain clouds that give me a bit of... I don't know, I'm very scared if I do get the bad ending. Anyway. Most people typically see January as a pretty dreary month. January blues, I think it's called. The cold weather, the grey skies at the end of Christmas holidays. Yeah, I can see it. Not this January though. I haven't been able to get Sayori's kiss out of my mind. It's hard to believe that she's actually my girlfriend now. And just 4 months ago, we hadn't spoken in years. Joining the club, discovering Sayori's feelings for me, and finding out about her depression. The whole thing has just been so unexpected. Still, there's few days left of the summer break, and I know exactly how I want to spend them. After shooting Sayori a text, I make my way over. What magical adventures are we gonna do today, Midas? I'm glad you asked that, Sayori. Today, we're going to a magical snowy wonderland. Expect it to be a wild journey, filled with snowballs and festive lights. She looks at me for a moment before bursting out laughing. Oh, you're silly sometimes. Hey, it's not like you could come up with something with good imagery on the spot. Try me. Is this new? I mean, I've seen Blinking Sayori before, but hey, I don't know. It's kind of cute. Okay then, I will. Let's see what you can come up with, Miss Literary Expert. She thinks for a moment. We're going on a bold, daring venture to a place brimming with magical lights, pristine snow, and frozen icy fractals. You know what? I know when I'm beat. Sayori grins with pride, puffing her chest out proudly. Sorry. Although I bet you don't even know what half of those words even mean. Did Yuri lend you a thesaurus? I expected my giant to earn a pout from her, but she stands firm. Don't be jealous. That you'll never stack up to the Ice Queen. Ice Queen? Bold words for someone whose hands get cold super easily. Especially when this person accidentally leaves her gloves at home. That got her. Mimi. You can never let me win. I slide up close to her and plant a kiss on her nose. You love it, really. Although the pout tells me otherwise, there's no denying the red blush creeping onto her cheeks. By the way, for your Secret Santa, who did you go shopping with? Natsuki. Okay. And I find it kinda weird. You're already wearing a sweater and you're wearing a coat. I don't know, that feels a little bit too warm for me. That must have been an awkward afternoon. It wasn't actually. It's rare that I get to see Natsuki outside of the club, so it was a really nice day out with her. Girls' day out, huh? You could say that. She helped me out a lot when it came to picking a present for you. Well, couldn't even think of a present for me without some outside help. You're the one who admitted it was hard at the Christmas party. Checkmate. Since when was your memory that good? No fair. The Ice Queen never forgets. She laughs as I roll my eyes. You really like that self-appointed title, don't you? It doesn't even make sense. You hate the cold. I mean, you hate it so much that you're wearing 2 coats right now. Like a coat and a sweater. I don't know, that feels a little bit too warm for me. Does it bother you? Should I let go? I can't believe you just did that. She giggles sweetly, playfully laced in her laugh. Her playfulness laced on her laugh. Anyway, she was really stuck on what to get Yuri, rather. There were some obvious choices like a new pen, a book, or something to do with tea. She was considering getting her one of those, but she said that she wanted to go for something that wasn't so obvious. I think the plant costs more than the spice rack. She can be really thoughtful when she wants to be. Yeah, I got that impression. The look on Yuri's face, man. She really wasn't expecting the lily at all. I'd have thought Natsuki would just go get her a horror book and be done with it. Actually, I think I thought of the same thing, like, dang, she got her a plant! That's the thing! Natsuki said she likes to surprise people. Once you get past her prickly side, she really has a big old heart. You don't need to remind me, Sayori. I mean, my icon is literally Natsuki. Not exactly a heart to have a big heart when you're that small though, is it? Midas. It's a joke, it's a joke. Although please don't tell her I said that. Only if you buy me chocolate. That doesn't sound so bad. And maybe some cookies. Anything else? A pack message, a Ferrari, perhaps a holiday cruise to the Caribbean as well. Well, now that you mention it, you'd be so lucky. Don't ask for the Ferrari. I don't think I can give you that. What are you gonna have? This is new. I don't think I've seen this before, and I'm really glad that they have like unique scenarios and stuff, because this wasn't present in Yuri's route. What are you gonna have, Sayori? Her eyes whiz over the menu. Given the abundance of cakes, buns, and other sweet foods, I'm not expecting her to reply anytime this decade. Cinnamon buns again? No, actually. I think I'm gonna try the sponge cake. It looks so soft and delicious. The genuine excitement on her face is so endearing to see. And to think that that girl this adorable as mine. After giving our order to the waiter, I can't help but reach across the table and hand her hands in mine. Or take her hands in mine, rather, sorry. She looks a little surprised initially, but soon rubs my hands with her fingers, smiling shyly. You know, that's something I've always loved about you. How adorable you are. Huh? Like even right now, you're getting really flustered, aren't you? No! It took me a while to realize my feelings for you. Ever since the tickle fight we had back in September. I remember seeing a look in your eyes when we were in a really awkward situation. And you looked at me with a look I've never seen before. Yeah, I remember that moment. I had no idea how to react. It was the first time we spent together outside of school in a while. I was really happy that day. Me too. I guess that was the first day my feelings for you began to bloom. And over the months, those feelings grew stronger. You gave me a bit of food once and your hands brushed against mine. I remember thinking about how soft your hands felt. Took me totally off guard. Ah, so that's why you zoned out. I was wondering why you looked like you were in a trance. I wasn't the greatest at covering my tracks, was I? And you smell really nice too. I remember letting that slip when we were carving pumpkins. That doesn't really make any sense. I hadn't showered that day. I don't know, maybe it's just your natural scent then. Man, that makes me sound like a real caveman, doesn't it? At least you're a very handsome caveman. Now it's my turn to go red. Finding my weak spot, Sayori grins and opens her mouth, no doubt eager to watch me flail for a change. Thankfully, her moment of opportunity is interrupted by the waiter bringing us our food. Another huge smile appears on her face as the cake is put in front of her. It's really not hard to put a smile on her face now, is it? Watching her eat is a sight to behold. It's almost like she's inhaling it straight into the bottomless pit that is her stomach. What's the matter, Midas? Compliments making you turn red? You know, it was really cute seeing how nervous you were when you warmed up my hands. You were stuttering and everything. And the moment tells me that it wasn't because of the cold. Guilty as charged. My master plan worked. I should have known it was all a ruse. And again, we got to hold hands with you, so aren't we both winners? Don't take my victory away from me, Mimi. I'm not taking it away from you, just sharing it. Is that so wrong? I stick my tongue out at her. I'll give you credit though, the mistletoe plan looks pretty flawless. I had absolutely no idea it was coming. That was so much fun to plan with the great combined plan with fun. That was so much fun to plan with the girls. Yuri felt bad, but Natsuki and Monica were all for it. You looked absolutely terrified when you saw the mistletoe. Probably because we didn't expect it in the first place. Well, duh. It was nerve-wracking enough that we almost kissed before the others arrived, and then I had to do it to the other 3 people watching. That plan almost backfired on you, though. Huh? But that was your first kiss too, right? Yeah. Although I had advice from Monica before. How does Monica know how to kiss? How to kiss someone? Yep. I didn't know you were meant to close your eyes. I stared at her. I'm more curious about how Monica learned how to kiss. Even I knew that. I bet Monica teach you a lot, didn't she? I'm not legally obliged to answer that. That pretty much confirms my suspicions. Monica, what are you doing? I burst out into laughter. Nay, sorry. I'm just trying to picture how that conversation went down. Did you ask Monica how to kiss someone? Or were you meant to put your hands while you do it? I bet that's more of like... It just comes to you naturally, I don't know. No, it didn't, I kinda wanted to though. I had no idea what to do, to be honest, and I was scared that I messed it up. You know, it being your first kiss and all. The more I thought about it, the worse I felt that I put you in a really awkward situation. It's really okay, I enjoyed the kiss after all. Plus it was my first one as well, so I was hardly a pro. Really? Really? You know what they say? Practice makes perfect, right? Oh, yeah. Very smooth, Midas. Very smooth indeed. An hour or so later, we're both wound up in my living room. I'm lying on the sofa with Sayori cuddled up next to me. Content as can be. You know, now that we're actually together, what are we meant to do? I have no clue. You're my first girlfriend after all. Don't get me wrong. It's really nice to just cuddle up together. But when you think about what other couples do together, what comes to mind? I have to pause and actually think about this. Like go on dates, which I guess we technically just did at the cafe. Sorry, Sayori, I'm just as clueless as you are. That's alright. I guess we do have all the time in the world to figure it out. To be honest, I'm perfectly fine and happy just to cuddle up together. Just being with you, no matter what we're doing, makes me happy. Aww. That's how I feel with you too, actually. Does that mean you can cancel the romantic getaway to Paris then? She pokes me in the side. But France is the romance capital of the world! How much money have you got to spare, Sayori? Does that include pocket money I spent years ago? Yeah, sure. Maybe negative 200 yen, then. Well, unless planes are operated by really tired hamsters, I don't think we're going to France anytime soon. I really want a hamster. Why? What do you mean, why? The pet? What would you call it? Stuart. Why? Because of the movie? Yep. You know that Stuart Little was a mouse and not a hamster, right? What's the difference? Hamsters... Oh my. Oh my. God. Hamsters taste nicer. Is that bad that it actually made me laugh? It means your humor is like mine, so take that as you will. It's definitely not a good thing then. Don't make me push you off the couch. You wouldn't dare. Oh, I had a better idea. I sit up and without hesitating begin to tickle her mercilessly. The effect is instant, so I immediately begin squirming and laughing uncontrollably. Nah, this again. It's over. You didn't even give me a chance. If I remember correctly, last time it was you who initiated. So here's a taste of your own medicine. She's writhing on the couch, blue eyes shimmering with tears from her involuntary laughter. Okay, I'm sorry for what I said about your humor. Please stop. As I'm a merciful soul, I abate ever so slightly, just to give her a chance to catch her breath. That move. Sayori lunges. Wait, is this... She's biting her lip. Sayori lunges forward, pinning me beneath her. This bout of unexpected dexterity catches me off guard, and with a flump, my body sinks into the opposite end of the couch. She wastes no time in dishing out some cold revenge, and within seconds my laughter and squirming has replaced hers entirely. No, damn, I didn't expect you to be able to do that. She brings her face closer to mine, making sure I can see how smug she is. She actually gives me an idea. Starting forward, I plant a desperate kiss on her lips. Unlike our previous kisses, this time I... Okay. Okay. This time my tongue is involved, slowly pressing against her top lip. The effect is immediate. Her hands go from trying to tickle me to slowly linking around the back of my head. As the kiss deepens, she slowly pushes me back down into the couch. Her body falls down with mine. After a few seconds, I'm lying down with her body directly on top of mine. My mind is going wild, trying to process exactly what's going on. I only intended for a kiss to distract her, but this ignited some kind of urge in both of us. Her body feels so warm against mine, and with a sudden jolt, I'm very aware of a part of Sayori, namely 2 parts, that is pressed up against my chest. Needless to say, the atmosphere is completely changed. Neither of us know how to react. As silence continues on, with each passing second feeling like ours. We have the house to ourselves. Her body is pressed on top of mine, and there's some kind of primal instinct stirring within the both of us. God. Sayori? She hastily climbs off me. Sorry, didn't mean to, It's okay, it just kinda happened. Yeah. Anyway, I had a lot of fun today, Midas. It's a shame school starts tomorrow, though. I was hoping you would remind me. In the beginning, the results of our December exams back. January could go one of 2 ways. They'll both be fine. I think. Only one way to find out. Anyways, it's getting late. Want me to walk you home? Sure. And here we are, back in class. And the holidays really whizzed by a flash. Seeing Sayori in the mornings really makes a huge difference to how I perceive the school day. Am I a morning person now? Maybe she is really my sunshine. Just like her poem. She really made me really mushy, hasn't she? Wonder what Mom would think. Psst. Morning, Emmy. Good Christmas break? So, did it work? Huh? Sayori, duh. Are you guys dating together yet? Going straight in, I see. Well, are you? Yeah, we are. I knew it! Are you good? Well, I think that's everyone. As the last student makes their way to their desk, Sakurai puts down the register and stands at the front of the class. Hope everyone had a good break. There's a weak, lukewarm murmur. Ah, come on, guys, you got it easy. Your exams were before the break. I used to teach at school when that had January exams. God, that's horrible! At least they had a reason to be so unenthusiastic about returning. Anyone get anything cool for Christmas? Yeah, Mom finally caved and got me this new pair of running sneakers. Practical for sure. A friend of mine got me a plant. I'm not sure what is about me that screams flower, man, but hey, life's full of surprises. Anyway, given how I was supposed to start the lesson 5 minutes ago, let's begin, shall we? Normally I read outside when it comes to lunchtime, given how cold it's gotten recently. The outdoors doesn't particularly appeal to me right now. A lot of students opt to just eat in their homeroom, especially as the temperatures drop outside. The clubroom is also a viable choice, and luckily it's always free around lunchtime. Over the Christmas break, we suggested eating there in the clubroom, and despite Monica saying she couldn't make any promises, the decision was pretty much universally agreed on. With my stomach gurgling, I make my way over. They're not scared there by the time I arrive. While they're not exactly best friends or anything, their friendship is much less shaky than it was 3 months ago. I could tell that Natsuki's thoughtfulness really touched Yuri. I mean, she gave her a plant. Why not? Hey guys, Romeo himself has arrived. Natsuki. Afternoon, Midas. Monica's not here yet? It's not much of a surprise, is it? You know, given how much she has 5 million extracurriculars going on. The door swings open and Sayori walks through, a cheery smile on her face. Hey! I'm so glad we all decided to eat together for lunchtimes! Looking back, I'm kinda surprised no one suggested it earlier. Well, it's a new year, and a new start. All we need now is Once again, the door swings open and Monica waves at us, an apologetic smile on her face. Sorry. I had so much stuff to sort out. My teacher was talking to me about university applications. Already? But your second year of high school isn't even over yet. Monica sighs and wearily rubs her temples, pulling out her food. Yeah, I know, it's stressful to say the least. Plus, I'm getting the results of my December exams back soon. Don't worry, Monica. I'm sure you'll do just fine. You worked so hard. I'd be inclined to agree. You're a model student, and I know how much effort you put into your studies. Monica smiles at their efforts, but doesn't look wholly convinced. Oh, now that we're all here, I should tell you that we don't have a club meeting today. There won't be much point, given none of us have any poems to share. We can hold a session tomorrow, though, if you guys are interested. I know we didn't hold too many last semester. That's on me. Sorry, I had a lot going on. Yeah, I'm down for a meeting tomorrow. I'm probably a little rusty, so this'll be a good chance to get back into it. I turn to Sayori. We could run one together if you'd like. I'm still not as good as you, so this could be a good way to learn. Oh, that'll be really fun. Tonight? Yep. Well, that's the two lovebirds sorted. Works for me. Yuri also nods in agreement. Sorry. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow then. She finishes writing something down on her planner. I also notice that she's using the pen Yuri got her for Christmas. Judging by the shy smile on Yuri's face, it's safe to say that she's also noticed. Monica suddenly stands up, swiftly packing away her food containers. Wait, you're leaving so soon? Yeah. I can't really stick around. Need to talk to my parents about the whole university thing. They've been hounding me ever since the exam season started. See you guys later. And like that, she's gone. Free time is foreign for her, isn't it? She really has so much going on. Couldn't fathom being in her shoes. That just would be too much. Oh, those exams you have to take for university? I don't envy you guys in the slightest. Well, we don't take those exams until third year, but I think Monica started her prep recently. Yeah, the joys of being a first year Natsuki. Count yourselves lucky because you'll be in Monica's shoes before you know it. Wonder how long it'll be until Sakurai starts asking me the same thing. The question lingers on my mind as the rest of the lunch break passes by. As the end of the school day arrives, I wander down the corridor towards Sayori's homeroom. Along the way, I spot Yuri leaving her own classroom. Hello again, Midas. Yuri looks away nervously, fiddling with a strand of her hair. You don't have to, of course, but she stands there, struggling to find the right words. What? If you'd like, would you like to walk home together? You want to walk home with me? Sorry, it's a stupid suggestion, I don't know why I asked. It's not like I didn't want to or anything, I just didn't expect you to ask. Are you sure? I know you normally walk with Sayori and I wouldn't want to intrude upon that or anything. You're worrying for nothing, Yuri. Why would you mind? The more the merrier. It's cool. I was just on my way to go and find her now, so feel free to tag along. Soon after, I spot Sayori in the hallway. She looks curiously at Yuri trailing behind me. There you are. I give her a daring peck on the lips, causing her to blush. Yuri's here and we're in the corridor. Yay. Ready to walk home? Yuri is gonna be joining us this time, and that's okay. I hope it's no bother. Surprise flashes across Sayori's features, gone as soon as it appeared. Woo! Sure, that's fine. Although, I can't come with you guys today. Oh? My homeroom teacher wanted to talk to me about some stuff, so you two go ahead. Okay? I'll walk with you two tomorrow. Are you sure? Pretty sure we can wait. Yuri nods in agreement. It's no bother. But Sayori shakes her head. No, there's no telling how long it'll go on for. Plus, I think it might be a long discussion. About what? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay then. See you soon. Bye, Sayori. Aww. But what was that discussion about though? Slightly strange walking home with Yuri. Nothing against her, of course. It's just that I'd grown too used to Sayori being there instead. Although Yuri's still fairly shy, I've noticed that she's come out of her shell a little bit, especially since we spent Christmas shopping together. Not that I'm complaining or anything, but why did you want to walk home with me today? Oh well, she looks away and sighs. It's just not so easy. I don't push it. If my fight with Sayori taught me anything, it's that you can never push, or you can never tell what demons people are internally battling. Given I still know very little about Yuri, it's definitely best to err on the side of caution. The Christmas period has been family-oriented, at least for me. For as long as I can remember, my parents used to put a lot of effort into making Christmas memorable. Especially in this country, the focus on Christmas is on spreading happiness. From what I can read, Christmas is much more festivity concerned with religion in Western countries. But I digress. I haven't spent Christmas with my family in a while. Yuri. This hurts. And if you don't mind me asking, why is that? Yuri looks away, picking at her sleeves. I notice that she tends to do that when she's upset or nervous. They weren't around this year. I wonder why. The Yuri route is still very painful. There's a pause. I feel like there's more to her answer, but then again, instinct tells me not to push it. The Christmas period was very lonely, as you could imagine. Going shopping with you, exchanging gifts, playing with all of the club members. It was truly the highlight of December. Although it was only temporary. When I got home, I took out the peace lily that Natsuki gave me. It was such a thoughtful gift, but it was also bittersweet. That would have been the type of present that my parents would have got me. So while it was lonely to receive the plant, it was a reminder that my parents weren't the ones to give it to me. Hey, Yuri, I had no idea you were so lonely. If you told me this earlier, I'd love to spend time with you. I had a lot of fun when we did our Christmas shopping. You were really good company, and gave really useful advice. Well, you and Sayori are a couple, and the last thing I'd want to do would be to intrude on that. I wave her concern away. Yuri, Sayori and I both like you. You're a friend. You've seen how Sayori makes it her top priority to ensure her friends are happy. It's not a problem at all. I'm sorry to bother you with my troubles like this. It's just that I couldn't really talk to the other girls. Monika's constantly very busy, Natsuki. Well, our friendship has definitely improved since you last saw us, but... since you first saw us argue, but... Out of the stage where you can be comfortable asking her to hang out? Yes. I've always found it quite solitary by nature, and while I enjoy time to myself, sometimes it would be nice to spend time with another person, especially one as open-minded, as considerate as you. Not that I don't appreciate the other club members, it's just that I haven't really spent a day with any of them where it's just us two. And well, I think it's rather obvious that social etiquette isn't an area I excel in. Hey, well, I'm glad you're comfortable around me and able to tell me about all of this, Yuri. I know what it is like to be lonely. Last year, before I reconnected with Sayori and met all of you guys, I was pretty much alone too. I mean, I had a classmate, sure, but we never really spent time together outside of class. A lot of my free time was spent alone. Then my parents had a divorce, so that made things much worse. So yeah, I'd hate for someone to go through all of that, especially someone who is a good friend of mine. I give her a quick hug. Aww. Based on the look of her face, it's safe to say that she definitely was not expecting that. Thank you, Midas. Really means a lot to me. Nothing to thank me for, Yuri. It's what friends do. Anyway, what are you up to tonight? Well, given the semester's only begun, I'm relatively free, as I don't have any homework to complete. I've also started this new book. It's very popular, so you may have heard of it as well. The story revolves around a group of children and the struggle against a supernatural homicidal entity who uses shapeshifting to exploit its victims' worst fears. It typically takes the form of a deranged-looking clown. Actually, I may have heard of that one. If it's later on to fight the monster as adults, so like 20 years later, right? Yuri's eyes light up. I've always been meaning to get into that. Well, I actually have a spare copy if you'd be interested in reading it. Oh? Well, it's a coincidence if I've ever seen one. Sure thing. I'll let you know how I'm finding it if you'd like. If that's something you'd want to do, that would be lovely. Well, this is me. Okay. I guess Yuri was really engrossed in our conversation. Now that we're here, there's a wistful sad look on her face as she tries to hide by turning away. I'll see you tomorrow. And thanks for letting me walk with you. It's nothing, Yuri. And thanks for the book. I'll get started on this tonight. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on the first few chapters tomorrow then. She turns and leaves. As I absent-mindedly watch her walk down the street, I can't help but wonder if there's anything more I could do for her. Pain! The pain of the fact that I know why Yuri is so sad. Well, I guess at least in her route she got a happy ending, and I'm guessing Sayori will have too. In some ways her situation is like Sayori's, both girls struggling with an invisible adversary, and I was totally oblivious. Given Yuri's solitary nature, I suppose it was easier to see. I wonder if Monika Dotsuki are struggling with anything as well. Well, we solved Yuri's problems in her route. We're about to solve Sayori's problems in her route now, and we're about to solve Natsuki's problems in her route in the future. And with Monika, well, only time will tell if ever she'll get an addition to the mod, or her planned route in Blue Skies may blossom into a mod of itself. Who knows? Given the latter's prickly nature, I don't think she'd ever tell me. And then Monika, seems she's under a lot of pressure from her parents and teachers. This club isn't exactly the epitome of happiness, is it? After an hour or so later, Sayori texted me to let me know she was on her way. Man, her teacher really kept her for a while. Now we've settled into the living room, pens and paper at the ready. Oh, I can't decide what this poem should be about. Sorry. I'm not actually that bothered about writing a poem, to be honest. I only suggested this so we could spend more time together. Really? I maneuver myself so I'm sitting directly behind her, wrapping my arms around her back. She giggles and leans backwards. Uh-huh. But Midas. I know. With a sigh, I detach myself and pull out a notepad in front of me, pen in hand. After a while, we're both finished with our poems. Sayori wasn't kidding when she said she does better in creative subject. Watching her brainstorm and write her poem has proven to be a real eye-opener. Although not quite the same extent as Yuri, Sayori really gets lost in her own little world. As she wrote, I was struck by how much attention goes into her work. For instance, she deliberately avoids cliches and has an interesting, varied rhyme scheme. Her language is emotive and effective, enabling the reader to vividly picture what she's talking about. It's easy to immerse yourself in the world she creates. And the best part was seeing the look on her face as she wrote. My poem obviously can hold a candle to hers, but it was at least much more enjoyable to write a poem with her next to me. Sayori? What did your homeroom teacher want to talk to you about? Oh, that? But I haven't been handling homework on time, rather. Well, it's impossible to find a motivation to work on it sometimes. Haven't you thought about telling him about your depression? I'm sure they'd be maybe a bit more lenient if they knew what was going on. From their perspective, they'd probably just see you being lazy. Maybe, but that'd be a lot of hassle. As she talks, I reach over to my bag and pull out the book Yuri lent me. Ooh, what's that book? It looks scary. Yeah, it's a book Yuri lent me when we were walking home. Or while we were walking home. She just got this book herself, and happened to have a spare copy, just as I told her I always wanted to read this book as well. What a coincidence, huh? There's a silence for a few seconds. Did I say something wrong? Sayori? Oh, sorry, it was just I'm looking at the front cover. Pretty creepy, huh? Another awkward silence. Midas, why did Yuri want to walk home with you? Why does she look angry all of a sudden? Oh, that? I'm not sure if I should tell Sayori about Yuri feeling really lonely. As good as their friendship is, Yuri's confession was rather personal. I can tell you. Oh no, here we go. I kinda see what's gonna happen now. Why not? Well, it's personal. Okay. Yuri just is going through some difficult times at the moment. And we're friends, so I guess that's why she wanted to talk to me. You like spending time with her, don't you? I mean, yeah. Isn't that normal between friends? Yes, of course it is. I'm glad you two get along so well. You two also went Christmas shopping together, right? Yup. She actually made some really good suggestions. But she did take ages in the stationery shop. You'd think I'd be used to that given how long you spend at any shops that have candy. I playfully nudge her, but she barely responds. You okay? You seem a little tense. Sorry, I was just thinking about all the homework I need to catch up on. I should probably get going, actually. Oh, really? Stay. You're not fooling me. She stands up and heads to the door. Stay. Stay. You can always ask Yuri to come over. She's better company than I am anyway. Huh? She closes the door and I'm left there wondering what was all of that about. Did I say something to upset her, or perhaps she had a fight with Yuri? I mean, that'll explain why she seemed angry at the mention of Yuri's name. I'm a little too tired to think this one over. I'll ask her about it tomorrow. Feeling refreshed after the decent night's sleep, I'm patiently waiting for Sayori. The winter chill really has no mercy, especially this early in the morning. Thankfully, Sayori isn't particularly late, and before we know it, we're on our way to school. Hey, Midas? Yes, Lady Sayori, how may I be of service on this fine winter morning? I was curious. Who's your favorite club member? Not including you? I don't really have any. To be honest, none of them are as awesome as you. Come on, you've got to like one of them more than the others. I narrow my eyebrows. Where's this question coming from? Why the sudden interest? I just wanted to know how we're getting along with the others. Definitely not Natsuki for obvious reasons. But the guy who's speaking right now does love Natsuki. All the girls for that matter, but I guess it's fairly obvious who's my favorite. I never got the feeling that she likes me. Says it's always really awkward and it's just the two of us. I spoke to her alone once last semester and it was a painful experience. What about Monica? Compared to Natsuki, we definitely get along a lot better. She looked super appreciative when I told her how much I liked the club just before I performed. But to be honest, she's always been a little intimidating. I nervously scratched the back of my head. You know, being the perfect student and all, maybe I'm imagining it. Sometimes, I get the impression that she might look down on me. Don't get me wrong, I definitely appreciate all of her hard work for the club and all. Much like Natsuki, we never really spent time together. So I wouldn't really say she's my favorite either. So what about Yuri? Unless I'm mistaken, Sayori is trying really hard to appear nonchalant. It isn't working particularly well. Well, yeah, I'd probably say her. I mean, I've got to know her a little better over the last semester, and she went from someone who could barely maintain eye contact with me to someone who agreed to go shopping with me when it was just us. I've enjoyed seeing her come out of her shell to allow me to see the real her, I guess. Okay, that's what I thought. Sayori, is everything okay? I noticed that you left kinda abruptly last night after we talked about Yuri. Did you guys have an argument or something? I really can't imagine those two having a fallout of all people. It's extremely rare for Sayori to get angry, along with the fact that their personalities don't clash at all. So what could it be? Well, of course not, silly. I was just a bit surprised at how friendly she's been with you recently, that's all. Given how shy she is, I'm just curious to, just a bit surprised, that's all. Right. School is looming in sight, so unfortunately our conversation will have to end here. So as you can tell, the 1930s were very important for European history. Countries all across the continent were experiencing significant changes both politically and socially. Now, I made my New Year's resolution to end my lessons before the bell rings, so we'll call it there. Or we'll call it there, rather. Oh, by the way, could I have a word, Midas? Again? Sir, I didn't doze off this time. I swear to God, those must be the scariest words you could ever hear. Well, along with I'm pregnant, we have to talk or it's you, not me. I'm particularly cautious of the first. I'm pregnant? Okay. That's kind of foreshadowing what'll happen. Will that foreshadow something? I don't know. Only things I won't hear from Sayori. Especially that it's not you, it's me part. Especially the second one. Wait, what is the second one? We have to talk. Of course. Who would like to hear that from your partner of all people? I approached the front desk awkwardly, hovering by the side. I need to give you the results of your exams. So here they are. Okay, I'll give you the results of your exams to the list. He pulls out a piece of paper and lowers his voice as some students are eating nearby. You don't have to look like you've seen a ghost. My mind wanders back to last October. Funny she should mention ghosts. To be honest, they got me quite good. For the most part, you've done well. Your grades in history, Japanese, and English are especially satisfactory. Looks like being in the literature club has really helped, huh? How do you know about that? Midas, please. I'm a wise old owl. Aren't you one of the youngest teachers in the school? He sighs dramatically. You can never let me have my fun, can you? Although your grades in other subjects could be a little better, namely math and physics. It's not a cause for your concern, but I know you can do better. Yeah, about that. Truth be told, last semester is kinda hectic. Relationship stuff. Okay? This is shaky? Or confessing to a teacher about the relationship when the conversation is about our declining grades in a particular subject. Sayori? How do you know? His eye twinkles with a knowing smile. Anyway, you're a bright student. Well, when you want to be, so breathe a sigh of relief. Wait, how did you know about Sayori? I recommend paying attention to the technical stuff from math and physics especially. And don't be afraid to ask for help when it's needed. Not everyone can excel at everything, but I have faith in your ability to bring your grades up. Thanks, sir. The past few months weren't easy. Relationships are tricky, so I'm glad I was able to keep up academically at least. Plus, you're a super chill teacher. Normally teachers would be mad at relationship stuff, but I guess that stems from personal experience with what I have now. He pauses to study me, offering a shrewd smile. Of course, just be careful not to make sure you're jealous. From what I've seen, the literature club is full of girls. He chuckles to himself. Now, I've got a meeting to go that I have to pretend to be interested in. Basically every meeting, almost every meeting. There really is no rest for the wicked. With a nod, he turns to leave. As I turn to follow him, my brain keeps replaying his words over to me. Just be careful not to make Sayori jealous. Fumbling for my phone, I notice it's a text from Monica, sent to all of the club members in a group chat. Hey guys, just been told that the club room is being used after school today. It's for a supervision session for people to talk to their teachers about their exam grades. But something super important has popped up, which means I can't make it. I'll do my best to rearrange it. Sorry, guys. I mechanically shoot her a reply while on autopilot. My brain is rearing at a million miles an hour as I finally realize something I should have seen coming. Before I can say anything, Sayori starts the conversation. So, my teacher gave me my exams back. Oh? Yeah, I can't really complain, I guess. I did much better than I thought I would for biology. But physics was a bit of a nightmare. Math wasn't great either. But on the whole, I think I've done okay. Sayori, are you jealous of Yuri? We outright asked her, okay. The abruptness of my question along with the clash of conversation topic taken her by surprise. For a moment there's a silence. I mean, we were talking about our exams and then we're gonna bluntly ask her about that problem. A silence which grows heavier as I realize how tactless I was with my approach. God. What makes you think of that? You're my girlfriend and I've known you for years. What would I have to be jealous of? She's trying to sound confident in her answer, but the wavering in her voice gives her away. I don't know. That time we spent together, Christmas shopping, and her walk home with me yesterday. Sayori turns away so I can't read the expression on her face. Then she replies. She's talking to the ground. I'm sorry, it's just... You seem so happy with her and... We're just friends, Sayori. I would have thought you could see that. Don't you... trust me? I'm not sure I want to hear the answer. It's not that I don't trust you, it's just that... I'm trying to believe that I'm worth your time. And then I hear about how she's your favorite member of the club and you really enjoyed seeing her come out of her shell. Well, you asked for it. So that's why she's asking me. It all makes sense now. First the depression and now the jealousy. And when I asked why Yuri wanted to walk home with you, you said you can tell me why because it was personal. I mentally smacked myself. Looking back, of course that answer must have sounded suspicious. We could have at least told her, like, she said that we can't open it up, but she has, like, problems. Just an overview of her problems, I guess. Or maybe something else rather than I can't say because it's personal. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to sound like I doubted you or anything. Sayori and I settle into my house. Once we're comfortable, I continue to press her. No, Sayori, it's not your fault. I didn't really see it from your perspective at all. Please believe me when I say that you're the only one I want. Yuri's a great friend, but that's about it. The feelings I felt for her have always been platonic. I wrap her into a hug and she sighs. As I stroke her, she clings to me, hiding her face in the folds of my blazer. I'm the one who should be apologizing. But I'm totally new to relationships, so I don't really have a clue what I'm doing. It's okay. I didn't think you were doing it to hurt me or anything. Okay, good. Because I'd never do anything to hurt you. I've been such an idiot. Yuri has been feeling really lonely recently. I briefly feel Sayori in on what you told me yesterday. I'm not entirely sure if I should be telling her this, but at this point in time, I'm much more concerned with the complete clarity between Sayori and I. So that's why. It makes a lot of sense thinking about it, although I can't help but think. She looks down on the ground again, nervously biting her lip. I can't help but feel that Yuri likes you, Midas. Eh? Really? You can be really tense sometimes. There's a sad playfulness to her tone. Yes, really? She's trying to spend more time with you? She really appreciates your company? It's subtle, but I can tell by the way that she looks at you. I think she gets attached really quickly. But she said she knew We were together. I didn't want to intrude on that or anything. Sayori? Maybe I was right then. About what? About me just dragging you down. How can I even give you that you can't? You said it yourself, she's lonely, and if she was with you, then she'd be happy. She's smart, she's really pretty, she's really elegant. And what am I? I'm just an airhead. I can't even find the time to get ready in the morning. I'm just a dead weight to you. You're so much more than that, Sayori. Even if Yuri was the most desirable girl on the planet, I wouldn't give a damn. You're the only person I want. You know something? When I was walking with Yuri yesterday, I couldn't help but wish it was you I was with. It was only that one time we didn't walk together. But one time is all I needed to realize how much I enjoy walking home with you. So what if I can't find the time to get ready in the morning? Or what if you can't find the time to get ready in the morning rather? Sorry. You're still beautiful. Even when you don't try. Oh, Midas. You're just saying that though. I swear on my life, I'm being 100% genuine. These are the things I've always wanted to say to you. But I've never really known how. And that's not all. I wake up every day and feel so goddamn lucky knowing that you're my girlfriend. You've always been there for me when I needed it most. I didn't think I've ever told you how happy you make me. I pull her in close for a kiss, she clings close to me and I can sense the urgency in her touch. It's impossible to describe how it feels to hold her in this moment of vulnerability. I didn't really care about how elegant Yuri is, if I'm being honest. That's her, who she is. I much prefer your quirkiness and how silly we can be together. We have that link that no other girl in the world can say they have. We really do have a history together now, don't we? A history that I'd never trade for anything. Midas? Please don't leave me. I know I'm being selfish for asking that. You're not. It's still so confusing. But when I'm with you, I feel warm inside. And I think that, well, just for that moment, just for a moment, that maybe everything will be okay. I can't really understand why you care so much about me, but I'll trust you. I'm glad, Sayori. I really am. But if I'm being honest, she looks up at me. You can't do this alone. I think we should look into getting you some therapy. She looks away. I'll obviously always be here for you, but I'm just a normal teenage guy. There's only so much I can do. I don't know. Why not? It's just a really scary thought. I don't want to go through all of the false hope again. Again? Oh. So that... Wait. Oh. Ah. I kinda called it that she was taking antidepressants like when we barged into her room one time. And we found like she was taking some sort of medicine for her quote-unquote headache and presence. But therapy? Okay. I've tried therapy and antidepressants before, Midas. Back when I was first diagnosed with... Oh no. Everyone told me it would work. They told me that I would feel okay again. But that never happened. I was much younger back then and everything was a million times scarier and more confusing. All of those tests, all of the questions, the drugs. I didn't know what was going with me. What was wrong with me? The whole thing was terrifying. What I'd give to be a medical professional right now. Wow, Sayori. I had no idea. I wouldn't have expected you to have known. Would you believe me if I said things would be different this time around? Now would you know that? I wouldn't, at least for sure. But if we leave this unchecked, how would things ever change? I know it must be really hard for you. Believe me, I can only imagine what you're going through. I totally get why you'd be reluctant to try it again. But I promise you that this time, I'll be here. You wouldn't have to go through this all. You wouldn't have to go through all of it alone. Squeeze her hand. Well, we'll get through it together, remember? But what if it doesn't work again? We'll find another doctor, another therapist, another test then. It's not going to be that easy though. I know. But I'm never gonna give up on you. So I don't care how long it takes. You're so selfless in how much you care for other people's happiness. But I want you to be happy. Do I really deserve that though? If other people deserve happiness, why don't you, Sayori? Just ask yourself that. Please? For me? Okay, for you. It looks like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Finally, I feel like I'm not alone in trying to help Sayori anymore. I know that must have been a really difficult thing to agree to. I'm really proud of you. You're so much braver than you realize. Although, I haven't been too pushy or anything, have I? I want to encourage you, not to force you. It's something that I would have had to try sooner or later, I guess. But there's always the chance that therapy might fail again. It's also the only way I could potentially get better. See? Thank God. That's the spirit. She doesn't look wholly convinced but smiles anyway. I'll do it for you, Midas. I'm not going to hold my breath. But if it makes you happy, I'll give it a try. That's all I can ask for right now. It means a lot to me that you'd be willing to try again. But let's hope this time it works out a little better. Anyway, I'll talk to my doctor tomorrow. Okay! Sounds like a plan. Oh. Okay. This is weird since Yuri's route didn't have any choices in Act 3, but we have here. I mean, this is probably like we should offer to join her at least, because it is her first time. She's afraid to fail again, and we did say that we'd be here for her, and we completely agree that we have to be there for her. So I really don't see anything positive with going for this choice, but I'll go with my gut and I'll offer to join her. And Sayori, I can come with you for your therapy sessions if you want. Are you sure? Would they let you? I think so. I mean, if you tell them that you're okay with it, I don't see why not. Just keep me updated, okay? Wouldn't want to miss your first session. Okay then, and thank you. It's kinda daunting to start, so having you around should hopefully make it much easier. Just glad I can help. Before I know it, the weekend has already arrived. It's been a few days since I agreed to try therapy. With a slight nudge from me, she spoke to her doctor, who managed to arrange her first therapy session tomorrow. As we leave the asylum with such a speedy response, I'm still fairly apprehensive. Seeing how pervasive her condition is interfering with her ability to get homework done, twisting her self-perception. It's been daunting, I can't lie. I guess just seeing how serious depression is has been a shock to my system. Part of me does worry that somehow me getting involved is actually a bad thing. Perhaps I'm somehow making it more complicated? Do I really know what I'm getting into here? Did I make the wrong choice? No, Midas. Don't listen to that silly irrational side. Let's look at the positives. She agreed to get some help, so this is the first step to recovery. Yeah, that's true. Plus I'm going to go with her. So at least we're making this step together, right? It should be fine. Being a chronic over-worrier truly is a curse. Being with Sir makes me happy. It's best to focus on that. To stop worrying about what could go wrong. Because if I constantly focus on the negatives, well, that's no good for anyone. Stay positive. Optimistic outlook, Midas. Optimistic outlook. After completing my morning routine, I find myself sitting at my kitchen, aimlessly wondering about how to spend the day. One of the drawbacks of your first relationship is that you don't really know what you're meant to do with your partner. It's too cold to spend much time outdoors, so we're limited to the indoors. I checked my watch. 10:14 a.m. Really early. Sayori wouldn't even be awake yet. As my gaze idly settles on the used plates in front of me, an idea hits me. Ooh, Sayori would love this. Love what? Did you make her breakfast? About an hour later, my work is done completely and carefully placed into a bag. I think we made a bento. I make my trip over to her room, hoping that she's still asleep. As I was hoping, she's fast asleep. No surprise given it's not even 11 yet. As I approach her, I'm struck by how cute she looks when she's sleeping. Wait, that didn't sound super creepy now, did it? Well, we're not the pedos, so I guess yes, we're not creepy. It's our girlfriend, so yeah. I mentally chastised myself. Stop being so weird, Midas. But the way she's curled up into a ball, even with her hair being a mess and a slight trickle of drool leaking from her mouth, she's perfect. I don't think there's any way that this girl could ever look anything less than beautiful. The light sounds of her snoring turned my light smile into a heartfelt grin. Setting down my bag, I quietly walk over to and gently brush a lock for her that's fallen into her open mouth. She stares slightly as my hand brushes against her forehead. Wakey, wakey, sleepyhead. 5 more minutes. I made you breakfast. She groggily sits up and rubs her eyes, hugging the blanket closer to her. You don't have to, Midas. I can't help but feel disappointed and slightly irritated by her reaction. I was really looking forward to seeing how exuberant she'd be. What time is it? I made you breakfast. Don't you ask what time is it. Just eat. 11. Yawning, she pushes the covers up and sits up. She still looks quite tired. She gingerly opens the bag and forces a smile onto her face. You can thank your Mr. Dear Sunshine poem for inspiration. Especially that last line. God, I'm so selfish. You didn't even ask for this! I did it myself! I have such a thoughtful boyfriend who's been super considerate and made me breakfast in bed, and I can't even thank you properly. You went through all of this just for me. Anyone else would be really appreciative, and yet here I am complaining that you're here. Just eat! No, it's not like that at all. I mean, yeah, I was hoping you'd be a little happier to see me, but... Well, it's kinda on me for forgetting how difficult mornings can be for you. Don't worry about it. I can tell that my words haven't convinced her in the slightest. And I don't get the feeling that you want me to be here. Or I don't get the feeling that you don't want me here, rather. Relax. She slowly starts chewing on her food. And this is really good. It's pretty basic stuff, to be honest. But I'm glad you like it. Natsuki's cooking has nothing on me, as you can see. How is it that you can make me laugh even when it's the last thing I want to do? Magic, I guess? I think. Maybe I was a comedian in my past life. It's a question that science has been trying to answer for the past 100 or so years. By the way, can we just have a lazy day today? I don't really feel like going outside or anything. Fine by me. After she finished eating, we make our way back to my place. We've pretty much resumed our standard activity of cuddling on the sofa. Maybe my earlier worries were unfounded after all. We're both contented just being in each other's presence. Regardless of the activity, I managed to flicking through the movie channel on TV. I whip out my phone. Hi, Midas. Yuri, as much as I love you and I love your route, but your route is done. So I hope this isn't anything problematic. What's up? Not much. Yuri carries on typing, and she's taking an awful long time to reply. Yeah, I get the feeling that she's plucking out the courage to ask me something. Well, I was wondering that. Go on. Would you like to discuss the book with me today? I haven't read much of it, to be honest. I think the movie version is on Netflix though. Hang on, let me check. What's up? Oh, you know that book Yuri left me? I'm checking to see if it's on Netflix. We're gonna have a horror night? Well, I told Yuri I'd let her know my thoughts on the book with her, but I haven't really read enough of it to really discuss it. But if I can find it on Netflix, then I thought we could all watch it together instead. Aww. Oh, here it is. Oh. Are you okay with it? Of course. I'd be a terrible friend if I stopped her from coming over. Other people are out there having tough times too. She shifts her attention to the television, a wan smile on her face. Okay. I figured that if you were here too, you wouldn't feel like I was. I don't know, leaving you out or anything? It's fine, Midas. Dear God, that clown looks even uglier on the big screen. I never liked clowns. Good news, I found it. You can come over. Sayori's here too, by the way. Are you sure I wouldn't be interrupting anything? Nah, she said she's fine with it. It's all good. Alright, we're having a movie night. One text later, Yuri's waiting outside my door, book in hand. Hey, Yuri. Come on in. Sayori's in the living room. Good afternoon, Midas. Thank you for suggesting this, by the way. I haven't seen the movie version yet. Yeah, me neither. Or neither have we. Should be interesting. Hey, Yuri. Yuri smiles in greeting. I've heard good things about the film adaptation, so I'm hopeful that this will be enjoyable. A personal experience? Yes, it is. Only one way to find out. As predicted, Sayori is a massive chicken jumping at every loud noise and suspenseful scene. On the other hand, Yuri seems totally engrossed in the movie, never once looking away during an ominous scene. For the most part, it's difficult to read her face as she remains fairly impassive. Although a look of wonder and interest occasionally flickers across her face, especially when the monster is on screen. It's definitely one of the better horror movies I've watched. Granted, that isn't saying much as I haven't seen too many. I have to admit, the acting in this film really sells it. Both the clown and the young kids who serve as the protagonists are brought to life really well. Oh no, please don't tell me they're gonna go in the creepy building! Ah, why did they go there? It's just a nightmare waiting to happen. She ducks her head behind the cushion, only peering out intermittently. Intermittently, sorry. Something she took to doing once the clown was first introduced. I laugh and pull her closer. She cuddles into my shoulder, turning her face so she can still see. Out of the corner of my eye, I catch her quickly throwing us a glance. From my periphery vision, it's hard to tell, but she looks a little sad. I grimace a little. Clearly, I forgot how isolated Yuri feels at home. Watching Sayori and I cuddle is probably a painful reminder. Especially if Sayori's prediction about how Yuri feels about me is true. Oh no. An hour or so later and the movie's over. It's been really interesting to hear Yuri's thoughts, not just on the movie but on the horror genre on the whole. That's something I admire about the book and the movie. How both approach the present main theme of fear. A lot of film adaptations of books tend to over-sensationalize the content, and many horror movies rely on cheap jump scares to elicit a reaction. Of course, there's nothing inherently wrong with a jump scare, but what I find the best horror tends to really get under your skin and makes you think. But after you've finished, yeah, I agree. Jump scares just annoy me, really. They startle you, sure, and the build-up can be tense. But from what I've seen, horror movies make it really obvious when one's coming up. The music was really quiet or really spooky. The characters in a dark place. Indeed, sadly, it's quite the common occurrence with modern horror. There's not much left to your imagination. I can't help but notice that Sayori's been very quiet throughout the discussion Yuri and I are having. You okay, Sayori? I don't really have much to say. You two carry on, I'm fine. She's looking absent-mindedly at the screen. It's unfortunate that the second part of the movie isn't out yet. It's like being able to only read half of the book. The second part is about how the characters come back to fight the clown when they're adults, right? Indeed. That's where the plot really shines. Anyway, I have some errands to be getting on with, so I'm gonna have to leave. Thank you both. By the way, I really appreciate it. That's okay, Yuri. I hope you're feeling better. Yuri turns to me. Oh, did you tell her? My face grows hot. In my haste to reassure Sayori that nothing was going on between Yuri and I totally forgot that Yuri's confession was likely confidential. Yeah, I did. Sorry, Yuri. I didn't think. Didn't realize it was private. It's okay. I suppose it's only fair that there's clarity between two people in a relationship. Phew! I'm glad that Yuri's so understanding. Thank God. Anyway, I'll see you two on Monday. Goodbye. See ya. Bye, Yuri. As Yuri leaves, I turn to Sayori. She's looking a little rueful. I hope you were right about therapy, Midas. I'm dreading tomorrow. It's going to be just fine, don't you worry. I hope so. I should probably get going as well. I'll see you tomorrow. And with a wave, she departs as well.